children, I am your English teacher. See children, today we will be doing a new lesson, that is Glimpses of India. See children, glimpses means to look at India. So here in this lesson we have three parts children, that is a baker from Goa, Coorg, tea from Assam. And see, in the same lesson, three authors have been written this lesson children. So today we'll be doing about Goa children. I hope many of you would have visited Goa. Goa is famous for beach, church. So if you have visited Goa, you will be knowing the nature, how it is over there children. And in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the people and places and parts of India, how the people were living and what their names were and how popular the tourist destinations were children. And you know that apart from the British, the Dutch and the French, the Portuguese, they have also played a part in the history of our country's children. So here, you can also say that which part of India shows French, Portuguese and influences there. And which part of India grows tea, which part of India grows coffee. All this also we can make out from this lesson, Glimpses of India children. And part 1, it is a baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodrigues. Lucio Rodrigues was one of a few outstanding Konkani essayists children. He is a Konkani speaking. His essay in English as well as those translated from Konkani were published as Of Soil and Soul and Konkani folk tales after his death in 1973. And Professor Lucio Rodrigues was exactly the type of teacher that students would recall with awe and affection for the profound impact he had on their lives children. And see here, he had an expansive career as a professor of English literature. As a prolific essayist, he contributed to various newspapers and magazines such as the Nav Hind Times, the Times of India, Goa Today and others too children. Children, here the theme of this lesson here is, the lesson reflects the strong Portuguese effect on the Goan culture children. The Goan are the people who live in Goa are called as Goan, and their culture it has been reflected over here in this lesson, testifying the fact that the ideologies of the political powers which had a very strong influence on the lives of common people and also their lifestyles children. And see here, for instance, bread as a steady food items is a tradition borrowed from the Portuguese in contrast to chapati or rice as an essential part of a balanced diet in India. Culture of a place is developed as an outcome of the traditions followed by the people, the conventions they adhere to, the religion they follow, their ethic and morals, and the philosophy of life that guides them. The author is nostalgic about his childhood days and has strong cultural ties with Goa. So children, now we'll move on to the lesson children. Glimpses of India, a baker from Goa introduction. See children, here a baker from Goa revolves around the relevance of a baker in the Goan, which dates back to the time when Portuguese ruled over the city of Goa. The Portuguese may have left, but the bread makers continued to have an inevitable stature in this story children. And the author recalls his childhood days and their excitement on seeing the baker. They were enthusiastic to the point that they would run to him as soon as they woke up without even brushing their teeth. When they see this baker, they used to run over there even without brushing their teeth. So our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese. See children, here the meaning of nostalgic means thinking fondly of the past. They used to think about the past, children, and about those good old Portuguese days when they were small, how the Portuguese ruled they were thinking about. The Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. See, children, today also I know that everybody likes bread. And what here the author says is, though the people don't eat the bread also these days, but the bread makers are there in the country. And those aged, old, time tested furnaces still exist. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. See, he says that when they want to bake the bread, they will put fire. So he says here, the fire in the furnaces has not been extinguished. It is still burning, he says. The thud and jingling of the traditional baker's bamboo hurdling his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places. He says that when the baker is coming, he keeps a bamboo hurdling, and his arrival in the morning can be still heard in some places. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. See, forefathers, generations, they carry on this profession, children. These bakers are even today known as padar in Goa. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion, and guide. He used to come at least twice a day, once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. See, when he is moving in the morning, he used to carry the bread in the basket and he used to sell it, and he used to return back after emptying his huge basket, the author says. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. So they used to hear the sound, run and go and greet him, say him good morning. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. The loaves were bought by some paskin or basket, the maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. See, children, here companion means a person with whom one spends a lot of time. Jingling, that is the sound, light metallic ringing sound, children. And here the baker made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound of a specially made bamboo staff. With that bamboo stick itself, he made this jingling sound, children. And one had supported the basket on his head, and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. He would make that sound to know the people that he has come. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke, and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench or the parapet and peep into the basket. Parapet is the compound wall, children. They used to stand because they want to peep what is there still in the basket. So they used to stand on the parapet wall, and somehow I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. See, bread when it is hot, the fragrant smell comes. So the children say here that smell they could make out. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouth properly. And why should we? They never used to brush the teeth. because of that fragrant smell they want to eat immediately. Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? See, those days they never used to have toothbrush. They used to take the neem stick or mango sticks to brush the teeth. So they were telling that they should not take any trouble to take that mango stick, children. And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. See, they compare to the human beings to the animals, whether animals brush their teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So I have done part 1, still part 2 it is there in this the unit, children. I'll continue in the next class. Thank you all, children. Have a nice day. Please complete this few question and answers and a worksheet given to you all, children.